This is all I have. Please manage it, my love. Amora was the kind of woman people admired without even trying. She wasn't loud, rich, or famous, yet her presence had a way of leaving a lasting impression on everyone she met. There was something peaceful about her. A gentle heart that never wished anyone harm. A quiet spirit that found joy in serving others. And a smile capable of easing the heaviest burden. She believed that true love wasn't measured by expensive gifts or sweet promises. To her, love meant sacrifice, loyalty, patience. And standing beside the person you loved even when the whole world turned its back on them. That was exactly the kind of woman she had been to Pastor Daniel. When she first met him, Daniel was nothing more than a young preacher with a burning passion for God. And a dream that almost everyone mocked. His church was so small that on many Sundays, there were more empty chairs than people sitting in them. Sometimes, the offering wasn't even enough to pay the rent for the building. There were days when he returned home discouraged, wondering if he had truly heard God's voice. People laughed at him. Some called him a failure. Others said he should forget ministry and find a proper job. Even some of his relatives advised him to give up before he wasted the best years of his life. But while everyone else saw a struggling preacher, Amora saw a man with a calling. She never laughed at his dreams. Instead, she became the person who believed in him the most. Whenever church offerings were too small to keep the ministry running, Amora quietly dipped into her own savings to cover whatever was lacking. She never announced it to anyone. She never expected praise or recognition. As long as the church doors remained open, she was satisfied. When Daniel became discouraged after members stopped attending services, she stayed awake deep into the night encouraging him. She would remind him that every great ministry in history had once begun with just a handful of people. Whenever he doubted himself, she reminded him of the countless hours he had spent praying for God's direction. Whenever he wanted to quit, she gently held his hands and said, "Daniel, if God called you, He will never abandon you." Those words always gave him strength. She prayed with him. She fasted with him. She cried with him. She celebrated every tiny victory as though it were the greatest miracle. When people criticized his sermons, Amora defended him without hesitation. When church members spoke badly about him behind his back, she refused to join the gossip. Instead, she prayed that God would strengthen him. She became his greatest encourager, his closest friend, and the one person he could always count on when everything seemed to be falling apart. Many nights, Daniel broke down in tears because nothing seemed to be working. He questioned himself. He questioned his calling. Sometimes, he even questioned God. But Amora never allowed him to remain in that place of hopelessness. She would wipe away his tears, smile through her own worries, and whisper softly, "God hasn't forgotten you. Your season is coming." Those simple words became the strength that carried him through some of the darkest moments of his life. Daniel never hid how much she meant to him. More than once, he looked into her eyes and said, "If I ever become the man God wants me to be, it will be because you never stopped believing in me." Every time he said those words, Amora's heart melted. She believed every single one of them. To her, they weren't just promises. They were the foundation of the future they were building together. As the years passed, their bond only grew stronger. Everyone around them believed it was only a matter of time before wedding bells rang. Church members already referred to Amora as our future pastor's wife. Even elderly women in the congregation often smiled and teased her. "So, when are we sewing your wedding gown?" Amora would blush shyly and simply smile. Deep inside her heart, she had already chosen her husband. For 8 long years, she loved only one man. She turned down every marriage proposal that came her way because her heart already belonged to Pastor Daniel. She never doubted him. She never questioned his love. She believed with all her heart that one day, they would stand before God's altar, not as pastor and church worker, but as husband and wife. She imagined herself walking down the aisle in a beautiful white gown. She imagined Daniel waiting at the altar with tears of joy in his eyes. She imagined building a home filled with love, faith, laughter, and children who would grow up serving God. Those dreams became the very heartbeat of her life. She had no idea that while she was busy helping him build his future, life was quietly preparing the greatest betrayal she would ever experience. The same man she defended, the same man she prayed for, the same man she sacrificed almost everything for, would soon become the reason her entire world came crashing down.
Love is more than words. It is sacrifice, loyalty, and patience. But while supporting someone else's dreams, my brother, my sister, never lose yourself in the process. I will be posting the next episode soon. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.